Hey there, how's it going? Welcome back to another free commentary video. Today we're going to be talking about Free Guy. If you didn't know, I did a poll the other day on my YouTube channel asking which video game movie I should talk about next, since last week we talked about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. So somehow, miraculously, Free Guy got the most votes. Out of 94 votes, it was 78%. That's insane. Why did so many people want me to watch Free Guy? So yeah, yesterday I watched the movie. I'm going to give you guys a plot synopsis, just run it down, and then along the way I will give notes as to what I found weird or that I liked. So sit back, grab something to eat, and let's talk about it. Okay, so the plot of Free Guy is there's this guy named Guy. His name is Guy. He's an NPC in what is like almost a GTA equivalent video game. He doesn't know he's an NPC. Guy works at a bank, and he has a friend named Buddy. And the whole bit is that these players come through and they rob the bank all the time, and it's their job as NPCs to kind of just let them rob the bank. Of course, they don't know they're NPCs. They just do it because that's what they're supposed to do. They find that to be natural. Guy talks about how he wants a girlfriend. That's a vital plot point, but yes, yeah, okay, Guy wants a girlfriend. After Guy is introduced, it hard cuts to a player, a female player who is looking for a secret level. So that female character ends up meeting Guy, and Guy falls in love with her. So the next day when Guy goes to work, he sees her outside the bank, and this causes him to get up and fight like the daily robber or whatever. And when he stops the robber and takes his sunglasses, which I forgot to bring that up. The players always wear sunglasses. That's how you distinguish NPCs to players, and the NPCs just kind of accept that the players, you know, go around robbing banks and blowing up stuff. That's just normal to them. That's normal. So yeah, Guy stops a robber. He takes his sunglasses. These sunglasses are actually like the HUD of the game. Without the glasses, the game, it's called Free City. The game just looks like a normal city. But with the glasses, this adds the HUD for like the bank and how much money you got and your weapons on you and stuff. So this reveals like a new layer that Guy didn't know. He doesn't understand he's in a video game, but he feels like he's been living life like wrong, and now he gets the, now that he has the glasses, it's almost like this is the correct way to live. Like he found the secret to living or whatever. I do like this one scene where Guy is pulling money out of his ATM after he grabs some money off of a player, and in the background you can see one of the players is like lagging. He keeps like running into a wall. I think the way they did that was very cool, or I guess not cool, but it was cute. It was very cute how they did that, because it looked pretty accurate to what running into a wall over and over again would look like. It kind of reminds me of that video of like Bart. Have you ever seen the Bart lobotomy? If you haven't, I'm sorry, I have to show it for even just a second here. So the game developers, they can't get rid of him because he's an NPC, he's not actually a player, so they decide to go into the game to stop him. And after chasing Guy up a skyscraper for a while in this chase sequence, Guy jumps off the building, and this activates like a bounce suit that protects him. And then when he lands, the game developers just run him over anyways. My thought, another nitpick here, what I thought was weird was like, does every player have this bounce suit? Is this like, you know, every player gets like a fall damage reducing thing? Because I didn't see any other players do that. There's specifically a scene where there's a guy with a jetpack and he runs into the out of bounds wall and he ends up crashing and dying. Assuming that every player has the bounce suit, why did that not activate for him? Maybe it's something I missed. Maybe like Guy picked it up during a scene or something. But for me, it was just kind of like, oh, plot convenience. The bounce suit. Now Guy is safe. I don't know. I thought that was weird. So this part is kind of lore dumped all of a sudden. Everything up to this point was kind of like given in steps and everything felt like a flow. But at this part, they kind of just like info dump on you, which I think is fine. I'm not super against it. But pretty much the female player from before that Guy falls in love with, her name is Millie. So Millie and one of the developers that killed Guy, named Keys, they developed a game called Life Itself. And in this game, the whole point is that they have like an advanced AI that simulates life. It's supposed to be the first game that like you're not supposed to go in and kill people to entertain yourself. You just walk around and you see what they're doing. Millie is looking for the secret level to get proof that the creator of Free City, his name's Antoine, he stole their advanced AI system. So Guy finds Millie and she explains to him that he has to reach level 100 before he can hang out with her. because he's super weak. He can't use certain guns, whatever. He has to be a certain level. But Guy expresses that he doesn't want to hurt anyone innocent, so his goal is to reach level 100 as like a good guy, which I thought was interesting. I thought that was cool. It kind of made me want to go into a game like GTA and see what I could do to level up without robbing or killing, or, you know. Guy goes around, he's doing good deeds, he's stopping robbers, he's helping people, and he's leveling up because of it. And then it plays this scene. They do it a couple times throughout the movie. I'm not the biggest fan of it, to be honest. I don't know. I think it's kind of cringy, but I could understand the appeal of it. But for some reason, they have real life YouTubers and streamers like Jacksepticeye, Ninja, Pokimane. They all show up and give their reactions to Guy leveling up by being good. This is supposed to represent that, like, the fandom of the game, you know, like, the big people of Free City are noticing Guy and he's becoming popular. But it just felt so forced when, like, Ninja would show up and be like, oh, this guy's leveling up without killing anyone. What? That's crazy. I'm Ninja Fortnite. Blue hair Ninja Fortnite. I thought that was kind of odd. I never really enjoyed those scenes. But I did like the part where at the end of the montage of him being good, he ends up being a Jeopardy panel. Like, he's a question on Jeopardy. That part was super funny. That was extremely funny, in my opinion. Also, there's a scene where a guy gets teabagged, like, immediately after this. That was kind of cool, I guess, teabagging. It's a video game reference. If you didn't realize yet, guys, this movie's gonna have a couple of video game references. Pretty cool. No, I love video game references. Give me more. Give me more. Give me more fanfare, please. I eat that shit. So, later into the movie, he goes back to the bank that he works at, and he tries to convince Buddy, his friend, to put on a pair of glasses. Tries to give the glasses to Buddy, but Buddy doesn't want to wear them. So, cut back to Millie. She's sneaking into the secret level, which they call the stash, with the help of Keys. Keys, once again, he's one of the developers for Free City, so Keys has the ability to unlock, like, locked doors in the game. Inside the stash, she finds the video game clip, and then a bunch of guards spawn. That's when Guy shows up and saves her. This is where they, you know, fully connect after the montage. So Antoine, the creator of Free City, he learns about Guy from the internet. You know, everyone's freaking out about Guy because he's so interesting. So Antoine orders the developers to make a new version of Guy that's, like, stronger and more interesting, whatever. That's significant later, but I thought it was cool that they foreshadowed it at least. It didn't just come out of nowhere. So after Millie and Guy escape, they go on a little date. They eat bubblegum ice cream and they play on the swings, and I don't know, that it's very cute. There's a little bit of a romance plot going on throughout the movie that it was okay. Yeah, they end up freaking kissing. So after the kiss, Keys shows up to Millie's house and explains to her that Guy is actually an NPC and not a hacker. And this is after Millie just got done kissing him, so a very, very conflicting moment, kind of interesting. One of the best lines in the movie is Millie is talking about how she kissed Guy, and Keys retorts that with, he's like 4, which is funny as fuck. So I didn't really bring this up earlier, but Free City 2 is in development. That's a big plot point, is that the new game is coming out. And what they find out is that 2 is actually a replacement for 1, not just a sequel. So if 2 comes out, everybody in Guy's world will be eviscerated with new characters, and the code will more than likely be lost too for Life Itself. So they have 48 hours to find the code for Life Itself. So after Millie and Keys figure out about Free City 2, Millie goes back into Free City to tell Guy, and Guy gives up his glasses because he finds out that he's fake, so of course he just feels like he is worthless. He's got nothing going on. Guy ends up going to Buddy. Buddy kind of helps him out. I like the perspective Buddy has when it comes to, like, if you woke up tomorrow and you found out, like, oh, you're in a computer, life is a simulation, this is all a simulation, right? Even though theoretically you're fake, you're not the real, you're not a real person. If there's a layer above us, then we're the manufactured versions. That doesn't mean that you and the moments you live aren't real. Everything that happens, whether you're fake or not, is still a real moment in time. So what's the difference? It's a good outlook. I agree with it. So with the help of Buddy, Guy goes back to the stash and they meet a player who apparently lives in the stash or something like that. This player character, who ends up being like a streamer or whatever, gives them the game clip that Millie was looking for. There's a note here that I wrote about the player character. Since his mom is in the background or whatever, the player character continues to talk to his mom. So for Guy and Buddy, it just looks like he's talking to no one. He kind of looks crazy. I didn't really think this bit was super funny personally, but they did it so often. I hit the point where I thought, like, imagine being these actors and having to say these lines, and specifically the part at the end when they're leaving the stash, you can hear the player character going, "Mom, don't touch that sock. That's my special sock. It'll ruin you. Don't touch that sock."
Mom, do not touch that sock. I swear to God, if you touch that sock, you will be in therapy for the rest of your life. No, that's my special sock. Put it down.
And I thought that part was funny as fuck, because I bet the actor who played the player in that moment thought it was so funny, dude. I would have cracked out laughing after delivering that line, dude. I would have lost it. Like, so Guy gets to Millie with the game clip, shows it. They find out, yep, it shows life itself. It shows a player found life itself at one point. With Guy's influence on Free City 1, this was lowering the pre-sales for Free City 2, and people were discussing whether or not it was okay to kill NPCs, which I don't entirely understand, because, like, here's my thought process here. This is another part I didn't really think about, or I didn't really like, which was, if this example lived in real life, there was a day where we were like, damn, this guy is playing through World of Warcraft without killing any monsters, and he's doing really good, and that, you know, was interesting, and I, you know, liked World of Warcraft more because of it. I think if they announced World of Warcraft 2, I'd be like, hell yeah, this is gonna be fun as fuck. What are they gonna do with Guy in the sequel? Or I guess it's led to believe that that Guy is a player. So I don't know. Still, it's like when the DLC of Elden Ring came out, and you know the dude who used to solo Melania was gonna show up to solo more people in the DLC. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't make much sense, in my opinion, that the sequel to Free City would be doing worse because it got more popular. I would think it would only get more popular. So I felt like that was a pretty big plot hole, because the worst sales of Free City 2 ends up being a drive for Antoine to, you know, do bad things. I don't know. I thought that was weird. I didn't really agree with that. So since Antoine can't kick Guy because he's an NPC or whatever, they decide to just reboot the servers, which ends up resetting his memories. Millie goes back into the game to rejog his memories to get Guy back to normal, but it doesn't work. Keys ends up explaining to Millie that Guy comes to life because he's searching for love. Pretty much, they showed it in a diagram, but Guy runs through a track of things he's supposed to do, and the thing that activates his advanced AI from the game life itself is his pursuit of love. So when Guy saw Millie at the beginning of the movie, that turned on his, like, you know, his advanced AI that made him real, that made him live. Millie goes back into the game and gives the glasses to Guy and then kisses him, and this activates his advanced AI code again, and he regains his memories. But this is probably my biggest piece of criticism for this movie right here, which is before, when they kissed, when they went on the date after they escaped the stash, Guy asks Millie if he can kiss her, and she's like, oh, if you know the button, and then Guy kisses her or whatever. So, you know, this insinuates that there isn't a button to kiss someone. There's not a mechanic to kiss someone in the game. But then when he loses his memories, she ends up kissing him. So, was there a button? Did she not know the button and then she found out the button? Or, I don't know. I was talking to my roommate Sam about this last night. Before she kisses Guy, she shoots a rocket launcher behind them. I think the whole point is so that way the scene looks more cinematic. You know, it's like a bit like slow-mo explosion over kiss. But I like to think that it was like she activated like a glitch, like crouch, shoot rocket launcher, stand up, hit F, bam. That's how you kiss. I don't know. But that felt like a big plot hole, because they specifically said, like, Millie doesn't know how to kiss, and then she just ends up knowing how, whether that's a mechanic or a glitch or something. That was stupid. That was super stupid.
There's not a button for that.
Oh, he found the button.
So, Guy regains his memories. He brings all the other NPCs together, and he convinces them that they can be more than what they're supposed to be. The player base / the internet, which of course is represented by Le Epic relatable YouTubers, they figure out that Guy is an AI and not actually a player. This causes Antoine to figure out about Millie. So with the NPCs rebelling, and Millie's account being protected, I guess, Antoine isn't able to do anything against her. So he makes the developers start crushing the map to try and kill her, which I thought was kind of cool. It's like this cool scene where like the buildings are coming in or whatnot. He ends up using some coding to turn one of the skyscrapers into a bridge on the shore, which leads to life itself. I guess I didn't write this down, so I guess I'll explain this, but pretty much once Guy regains his memories, he watches the game clip or whatever, and he's like, wait, I've seen this place before. I've seen the island with life itself's code. And it ends up being in the reflection of his shutters in his window that he wakes up to every morning. And the whole bit is that they put like, it's kind of hard to explain, I guess, but it's like there's a fog wall around the map, right? There's a render distance. You can't see past a certain point. If you went to the ocean of GTA and you just looked over the horizon, you know, you would hit a point where you can't see anything. But they forgot to remove the reflection of life itself because it's in the distance. It's past the render distance. So the reflections of life itself are still being rendered. So that's how they find out that it's like, you know, specifically this way kind of thing is they look at the shutters. They go, oh, it's this way. Antoine ends up turning off the servers to kick out all the players. And Keys is able to stream Guy's perspective to everyone across the world. Or maybe just, I don't know. This was weird. Key ends up streaming Guy's perspective, right? And then it shows a scene where everybody's watching Guy. Everyone's like, oh no, Guy, what's he gonna do? Because they know he's AI. So I guess it's led to believe that he started streaming it online and the game was so popular that everybody was watching. But then there's a scene where people in like New York were watching it. So are we led to believe that Keys hacked into every TV in the world? Or are we led to believe that Free Cities AI thing got so popular that everyone in the world is watching? I mean, I guess that's not entirely unbelievable. If the scenarios in the movie happened in real life, I guess, yes, this would probably grow past, you know, demographic. It would be more than just the Free City people. It would be like, holy shit, you know. If I was a normal dude on the street and I was told that there was a sentient AI in a video game who was about to be killed, I guess, yes, I would also want to see that. So fair enough that everybody was watching. But Antoine sends out the better version of Guy named Dude. There's this fight scene. I think it's like the best part of the movie when it comes to action and stuff. It's also crammed full of references. I mean, there's so many. Hang on, I wrote down a couple. So there's a portal gun, there's a Mega Buster arm, there's the glider from Fortnite, and then in the fight scene with Dude, he uses the Captain America shield, the Hulk arm, a lightsaber, the unicorn pick from Fortnite, and the physics gun from Half-Life. So I thought that was cool. It's really cool that they got like so many references in just this one fight. I wish they would have leaned less from pop culture and more into video games, because the scene with the Fortnite glider was cool. The scene with the Mega Buster was cool. It's a video game. Of course he's going to use video game weapons. But then in the end fight scene, he pulls out like a lightsaber and everybody freaks out. It's like, I don't know. I'm sure there's Star Wars video games, but would have not have been cooler if he pulled out like, I don't know, maybe like the Halo, what are the plasma sword or beam sword or whatever the hell it's called, or something like that. I know they couldn't pull out like the Master Sword because Nintendo would not let that happen, but something instead of just lightsabers, because we're Fox, which is owned by Disney, which means we can just use our own licenses. I don't know. I thought that was kind of stupid. During the fight, Guy ends up getting knocked down by Dude and he's being like killed. This scene is supposed to be like badass and serious, but I think it was the funniest part of the movie. It shows everybody's perspective. People are watching like, no, Guy, oh my god. Everybody's like, no, Guy, you're gonna die. And there's streamers and stuff that are like, no, and YouTubers. And then there's this one part where it's just a zoom in of Jacksepticeye's face, and it's just like, get up, Guy. And then that causes Guy to get up, and I laughed so hard, because to think the super serious, like, no, Guy's gonna die scene was shown with a zoom in video of Jacksepticeye. Oh, like, it's supposed to be like badass, like, yes, Guy, get up, but dude, I thought it was so funny. Guy ends up giving Dude the glasses, which distracts him. Antoine starts destroying the servers while Guy and Buddy are running across the bridge. This ends up killing Buddy. Guy runs across the bridge. He makes it to the island. Millie convinces Antoine to give her the rights to Free City 1 in exchange that Antoine can continue to make the sequels. It ends up being that Free City 2 is a complete flop, and then 1 is recreated by Keys, Millie, and then this other developer. He was throughout the movie, but I don't even remember his name, and I don't know, he wasn't super huge in the movie. But yeah, they end up taking Free City 1 and then they turn it to Free Life. and they kind of make their envisioned game that they always wanted to with that code. Millie explains to Guy that they can't be together because, you know, Millie has to live her life in the real world and can't spend all the time in the game. And Guy explained that, like, if Guy fell in love with Millie because he was programmed to, then someone made, you know, Guy's code based on the fact that they love Millie, which then reveals that Keys likes Millie, which just felt like, okay, yeah, duh, I don't know, that didn't need to be like a huge reveal. Millie and Keys, they freaking kiss, and then Buddy is brought back to life and the movie ends. That's Free Guy right there. Overall, what did I think of the movie? I am not too sure of my definitive answer. I'm not gonna say it's bad. I don't think it's a bad movie. There wasn't any point in the movie where I was like, okay, I kind of want to turn this off. I don't want to watch this anymore. I was thoroughly entertained throughout the whole thing, but there was never a point where I was like genuinely invested in the plot. You know what I mean? Like, I was interested in what was going to happen, but there was never a point where I was like edge of my seat, like, no, Guy, you know, the big fight scene or whatever. Everyone's like, no, Guy, get up. I didn't have any moments where I was like, Guy, no. I really just didn't care. I knew he was going to get up. You know, I wasn't invested. The humor was funny. I think the actors were great. I think it was great that they got Ryan Reynolds to play the main character, because I was talking with another friend about Ryan Reynolds and his appearances in movies like Deadpool and stuff. And Ryan Reynolds always ends up just being himself in the movies he's, you know, acting in, which is great because Ryan Reynolds is a funny dude. So he was a great character. I think Millie was great. I think all the actors were great. It was a funny movie. I love the references. It felt like a video game. They did very good making it feel like it was a GTA equivalent, you know, but it just never really grabbed me as hard as I wanted it to. So I'm going to say this movie is good, but not great. So what would that be? Almost like a 7 out of 10, I'd say. Maybe like a 6 out of 10. No definitive number. I don't want it to be given a number because I don't want to keep up with rankings. I don't want to give another movie a 6 and someone's like, so you're telling me it's as good as Free Guy? So I will just say it was good. I thought it was good. But yeah, thank you for watching my ramblings about Free Guy. If you have any other movies to recommend, please comment below. I will probably make another poll, so keep an eye out for that. I want to say thank you for the support on the Five Nights at Freddy's video. It did very, very well. I loved reading the comments so much. So if you have any other input you want to give about Free Guy or tell me, please let me know in the comments below. But I will see you in the next video of whatever I make. Bye now, bye!